So today, going to have a look at these Crelando watercolour paints, which are always sold in Lidl. I know you can buy them off of eBay and probably Amazon, but Lidl sell them originally. I think these are only about £3. And it says here, suitable for canvas, paper, cardboard, canvas, so canvas again for some reason, card, etc. Because when you first started out, you don't know what to buy, and you just want to see really if you actually like painting in the first place. There's no point going out buying paint for hundreds of pounds and then deciding that hobby's not for you anyway. So let's have a little look what these are like inside. I've not used these as yet. I'm going to do a swatch of these on this. What I do the swatches on most paints that I get. This is a Seawhite of Brighton 350 GSM. I think it's watercolour paper, but it's pulp. It's not cotton or anything, just pulp. So colours, we've got white, which I won't be using. That's already fell out. Right, so you've got lemon yellow, yellow ochre, vermilion, crimson, sap green, dark green, which is probably like hooker's green maybe, cerulean, which is my least favourite colour out of any paint I've ever tried so far, ultramarine, burnt sienna. They've called it burnt amber instead of burnt umber. Now these are made in Germany. I wonder if that's a translation error. Burnt amber. You wouldn't have thought. And the last one is lamp black. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these into here. I'm just going to do a little just a little spot in there out of each one, and I'll do a little swatch on it. I might mix at the end a few of the colours to get a couple of oranges and greens and maybe purples. So I've written the colours down here. What I'm going to do is this is the first 11. Then I'm going to do a couple of own greens, cerulean blue and lemon yellow, and then ultramarine and lemon yellow. And then I'm going to do a couple of oranges, vermilion with lemon yellow and crimson with lemon yellow. Then I'm going to do a couple of mauvey purpley colours, vermilion and cerulean, and then ultramarine with crimson. Then I'm going to do a couple of opposites, so crimson and sap green, just so these should be a form of grey. So crimson, sap green, ultramarine, burnt sienna, and I'm going to mix the lamp black with the white. So these lids, I've got these little caps you're going to have to pull off. What bits of cellophane? So I'll come back once I've took all them off, I think. Right, so they're all off. So first one is this lemon yellow. Oh, pure water. Do you have to wet that, I wonder? Get rid of that. Try that. Well, it'll, won't it? Doesn't seem to load up onto the brush very evenly. But am I expecting too much out of a really cheap set of paints? Let's have a look. So now, like the major brushes I did before, their cheap version, this has got similar to that. I reckon these will end up going all blotchy because the when you put it on, the paint seems to sit on top of the paper. It doesn't seem to sink in. Anyway, yellow ochre. Is that one going to be any better looking? Ugh. Yeah. Right. Do you have to shake these things? You wouldn't have thought you'd have to shake them, would you? But maybe you do. That is gross. So, to be fair, if you're only going to be colouring in and you're a beginner, does it really matter? That's the thing. Extremely weak and use a bit of that horrible stuff. Yeah, see when you put that on, you can see it, you get like a thick bit here and then it spreads out and it's as though the paint comes off and you end up with another line at the end again. Vermilion. So do you shake them? I don't know. There's a horrible consistency with them. That one feels better, that one feels proper. Right, now I shook that, I wonder if it makes any difference. Or whether it's just because it's a different colour. See on the brush though, when you do, it's like on that side of the brush there seems to be paint. And it's very hit and miss, although I presume the camera's picking this up. I am putting it flat down, but you don't seem to get an even layer of paint. They look like they're drying alright. They're just not nice when you apply them. Right, so here's the trick to shake it. Shake it all over. No, that one's all got a consistency of if you're a bloke and you do a bit of DIY and you're emptying an old radiator, that's what the consistency is like. It's quite a nice colour. I like the colour. Very strange how they seem to sit on the top of the paper rather than sinking in the paper. Right, sap green. I don't know if I'm wasting my time doing this or not really. Like shaking it, I mean, not doing the swatches. Right, sap green. I feel very watery. But unlike the blocks that I did with major brushes, I mean, you are ready to go with the paint now, rather than, because it took ages with those blocks getting the paint to it, like to get to like this, it took ages. It feels like it needs more water, but the paint already feels watery. The actual colours are quite nice. This is probably what makes a really good quality paint though, is how much little effort there is to actually get the decent consistency. I mean, that came out as you'd expect all watercolour paints to come out like that. That came out nice and thick. Well, certainly thicker than a lot of this other stuff. Dark green. If they spread better on the paper, then I think they would be fine. Cerulean blue. Oh, I didn't shake it. I've never found a cerulean blue I like yet. Right, now that's come out of that tube. That has come out beautiful. So maybe I'm onto a winner here after all. Yeah, this might surprise me. It might be the first time I use cerulean blue I like it. Colour looks nice. That's got quite a turquoisey look about it. I actually quite like that. But it's funny, I thought myself I wouldn't like it because it's cerulean. You can see here with this bit here at the end where it goes thicker again. That's a nice colour, that I like that colour. Ultramarine. That one's all watery again. We've gone back to the old radiator again. The colours look quite artificial to me. They just don't seem to look a natural colour. Well, they're not going to be, I suppose, for £3, are they? Let's be fair. That's a nice summery sky colour. But again, I think it would be hard work doing painting with them because didn't shake it. Well, I don't think that makes any difference anyway. That come out half and half, that. These cheaper burnt siennas always seem to come out like almost a copper colour to me. It's not worked enough. Right, that should be more the kiddie. I think a lot of it depends what you actually want to paint. I mean, if you want to paint flowers and stuff, then you could probably do it quite alright with these. I think if you want to start mixing stuff for landscapes and... Well, then that's nice and thick, that one. So that's the... if you spell it wrong, you get a better colour then. Your landscapes and stuff, you need a lot more muted and subtle colours than more vibrancy flowers and stuff. I reckon you won't be able to, lift this paint out because it's got a real different feeling to it to normal watercolours. I reckon the watercolours and the acrylics are all the same thing on these. because you should be able to reactivate these, but not the acrylics. And then finally we're going to do black. Oh, that was again watery. I've always mixed my own black up until recently, and the first thing I did when I got my first set, the Cotman set, was I threw the white and the black out. But then since now I've used a couple of these paints that come with black, I thought to myself, that looks a better black than I could actually make. As we'll find out down here in a little bit. Right, so all in all, they seem really watery and horrible consistency. They go down not very nice, but once you finish putting them down, they actually look alright, I think. Right, so a couple of mixes of, so we've got lemon yellow and cerulean. So lemon yellow, I'm going to put up here, I think. I don't really need a great deal anyway, do I? So that's going to give us something like a bit of a some sort of tropical sea colour, you would think. We'll have to see how they mix and if they do stay mixed together or whether they separate, because sometimes they separate. But the first bit, that was alright, that. Lemon yellow, bit of ultramarine. It should be a duller green. Bit more of a landscapey type green. So the cerulean will give you more like a water or sea type green, whereas this will give you more of a grassy, landscapey green. So vermilion and lemon yellow. There's only two reds, weren't there? So this was vermilion. You probably only need a little bit of that, I reckon. Touch more maybe. That looks more like a, because the vermilion more of a pinky colour. I think this is going to be more like a peach. A peachy type orange. Now funny, these look like they're going on better. Now I'm mixing them, which is a bit weird. They don't seem to be so streaky. Maybe the mixes are a bit thinner, which is why it's doing it. So, lemon yellow for you. Touch of crimson. That might even be too much. No, line's not enough. Now this should be a better orange, I would think. More of an orangey orange anyway. Not really much difference between that and that, is there? Let's chuck a bit more crimson in it on one side just to... I don't know if it's going to go a bit more pink or not. No, it's a bit more orange. Right, that'll do. Vermilion and cerulean will give you a horrid mauve, maybe? Or will it give you something else? Right. I actually like that blue, I shouldn't, but I do. So I fancy it might be a bit too red. So it's going to give us a purple, quite a nice purple. Now I was expecting the ultra and the crimson to give a really nice purple, or the best purple you're going to get out of a cheapish set like this. So just dry that off a bit. Arch Marine. Bit of crimson. You can see the vibrancy of that already. So that's a bluey purple, a bit more crimson. I'm trying to get a bit of a neutral, but a nice vibrant one if I can. A tiny bit of water. I didn't want to go too far that I ended up with trying to get as much pigment on there as I can without making the colour go horrid. Right, I'll give that a go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Definitely goes better with these when you've mixed it, when you've mixed two colours. But it might be because there's, as I say, more water. Right, crimson and sap green. Was that sap green or was that dark green? That was sap green, that was dark green. So crimson. I just used it all. I need a bit more then. Right, crimson. Yeah. Watery. Sap green. That should either make that green dark or end up black. Or grey at least. Still looks green to me. So that's your grey out of that. Not an awful lot of pigment, I don't think there. It seems to be quite weak when you put a couple of colours together, but it does go down on the paper better. So quite a neutral grey there. Ultra and burnt sienna. Hopefully should get quite a dark grey. Nice looking purple that is. Well, that's surprising. It's meant to be going black really. Well, we'll have to do what it is. It's a definite purple rather than a black, which would mean too much blue, but if you put more of that in, it just goes a reddier purple. Purpley grey. That does look a bit like a greeny grey though. And then the last one I'm going to do white and black, so white. So just white and a little bit of black. Where's a clean bit? There isn't a clean bit, I have to do it here. The clean is we got. So I'll do this on the left, I'm going to do like that. And then add a touch more black. And a touch more. And then pure black, shot that on the end. So that's sort of the range out of black and white. So, consistency looked, on most tubes, watery and horrid. Some was alright. Putting it down, it started off with a bit of a line on the left side. Then it seemed to take paint off as you went across and then finish with a deposit on the right. But then cut the spreads out. But as you can see now, a lot of these are finished up fine really. So for a few quid, if you're just starting out, then you know, and you can also use them to start mixing some of your own colours. And then like with the sap green there, if you look at that green and the dark green and then the two greens I mixed up, that looks not bad but very flat. That looks not bad but flat, but that looks more natural that you'd see in the land. That looks more natural that you'd see in the water. That's quite a nice peach. That could be maybe a beachy type colour. And then you've got like a bit of a dirty purple or a blandish mauvey colour, and then that one's a nice bright purple. And then the choices of greys, you've got like a greeny grey there, but if you added a bit more crimson, that would probably be a bit more neutral maybe. This is more like a purpley grey, I suppose. And then you've got all the flat greys really here we've got using black and white. This is what I was surprised at. I was expecting to get a very dark grey similar to this bit here, but I couldn't manage it. And I can only put it out in the paints because I've mixed it up many times myself before, and I can always get quite a dark grey, something like that, somewhere in this region anyway. It's never gone like that before. But anyway, for a few quid, no problem. So anyway, keep your eyes out on Lidl's, because they've often got these in. So if you are a beginner or know a beginner and they want to start, then these will do. They'll do a job. Thanks for watching. See you on another one soon. Cheers.